So if you would take a comfortable position, just sitting on the floor, the theme of our class today is Shenpa, which I will describe to you in a minute. It's a Buddhist term. And we're going to do some quite powerful postures today, I think. So Shenpa is, according to Pema Chodron, she tells this little story. Someone criticizes you, they criticize your work or your appearance or your child. At moments like that, what is it you feel? It has a familiar taste in your mouth, it has a familiar smell. Once you begin to notice it, you feel like this experience has been happening forever. The Tibetan word for this is Shenpa. It is usually translated as attachment, but a more descriptive translation might be hooked. When Shenpa hooks us, we're likely to get stuck. We could call Shenpa that sticky feeling. It's an everyday experience. Even a spot on your new sweater can take you there. At the subtlest level, we feel a tightening and a tensing, a sense of closing down. Then we feel a sense of withdrawing, not wanting to be where we are. That's the hooked quality. That tight feeling has the power to hook us into self-denigration, blame, anger, jealousy, and other emotions. So Shenpa thrives on the underlying insecurity of living in a world that is always changing. In practicing with Shenpa, first we try to recognize it. The best place to do this is on the meditation cushion, or I would say also, or in a yoga class. Sitting practice or yoga teaches us how to open and relax whatever arises without picking and choosing. It teaches us to experience the uneasiness and the urge fully, and to interrupt the momentum that usually follows. We do this by not following after the thoughts and learning to come back to the present moment. We learn to stay with the uneasiness, the tightening, the itch of Shenpa. We train in sitting still with our desire to scratch. This is how we learn to stop the chain reaction of habitual patterns that otherwise will rule our lives. This is how we weaken the patterns that keep us hooked into discomfort, that we mistake as comfort. What we really need to do is address things just as they are. Learning to recognize Shenpa teaches us the meaning of not being attached to this world. Not being attached has nothing to do with this world. It has to do with Shenpa, being hooked by what we associate with comfort. All we're trying to do is to not feel our uneasiness. But when we do this, we never get to the root of the practice. The root is experiencing the itch as well as the urge to scratch, and then not acting it out. So that is Shenpa. So we'll just sit here for a moment, and I'm just putting my feet together and feeling my groin stretch out a bit. If this is too much for you, you can put some supports underneath your legs. And I'm just holding onto my feet, and I'm feeling my upper torso lift up. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to nod my right ear to the right, and then my head to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and then forward and back, and forward and back. And then I'm going to go to the right, and then I'm going to drop my head down and lift it up on the left, and then drop it down and lift it up on the right. And I'm going to look to the left, and to the right, to the left, and to the right, and one more, dropping it down and around to the left, and down and around to the right. Good. Now I'm just going to sit in an easy pose here, and I'm going to stretch my arms up to the ceiling, and I'm going to stretch over to the right and up, and all the time I'm inhaling and exhaling. Good. And now I'm going to lift my chest up, and I'm just going to imagine that I'm able to go right back into a back bend, which of course I'm not, but I'm just lifting my arms straight up And then I'm lifting my chest up and feeling the opening in my chest. And now I'm going to let go. Good. And I'm just going to lift my chest up this way with my hands behind me. And I'm just going to inhale and exhale here with a really open chest. So inhaling and then exhaling. Inhaling and then exhaling. Good. Okay, so I'm going to make my way to standing now. And I'm going to do a few more of those stretches from the same stretches from standing, and just stretching my arms up and really stretching over to one side. And then I'm going to just rest here for a moment, stretching to one side, breathing and inhaling and exhaling. And then I'm going to allow my body to fall down to the floor or just to rotate, and then sweep past your toes. And once again, I've got my hands clasped here, and I'm coming up the other side there, and we'll go down towards the left on the side. Here we go, we're going down, exhaling, and on the way up on the other side, we're going to inhale. And we're going to go down this side, and then up, inhaling. Good. All right, we're going to just stretch our arms out, and our hands are in a kind of stop sign, and then we're going to press our wrists out the other way. So we're getting a little bit of rotation here, and then we're going to rotate our wrists, and we're going to make a fist with our fingers, and we're going to flick our hands out, 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 in and out. Good. And we're going to shake our hands out. Very good. Now we're going to be standing on our feet, and we're going to lift our toes up, and we're going to spread them out. And we're going to put our feet in a wide enough stance that we can come down in Malasana. And we're just going to sit here for a moment with our hands wherever we can manage. I'm not really good at this, but anyway, here I am in Malasana. And I'm just sitting here, and I'm thinking about my toes and whether or not they're all on the floor, and are they all, is there balance on the feet, and how am I doing with my knees? I'm pressing my arms into my legs, so there shouldn't be any pressure on your knees. And I'm just going to rest here for a moment. I'm trying to breathe easily. This is an early Malasana. Rather shocking to do it in the first 5 minutes of the class. But, all right. And now we're going to just press our hands into the mat. We could go up into crow here, but I'm not going to. And I'm just going to press myself up into standing again. And I'm going to roll up. Here we go. Good. All right. So, okay, I think we'll do just a couple of little leg stretches first before we get going into our sun salutation. So I'm lifting my right leg up and clasping my knee, and I'm just going to balance here for a moment. And I'm inhaling and exhaling and feeling a nice balance just to get us started. Good. And now you can lower that foot, and we're going to lift we're going to hold on to the foot and stretch the front part of our thigh here and balance. Oops. Once again, there's no failure. It's just try and try again. All right. And you can lower that foot. Okay, good. And we're going to lift the other leg up, in this case it's my left leg, and hold on to your shin and balance here. lower the leg, and I'm going to work on the other side, lifting, stretching the front thigh and hip flexor, and balancing here. Okay, now we'll come to the front of our mats and we'll start working on our sun salutations. Thinking about Shenpa and attachment and detachment. Okay, standing at the front of our mat. We feel, first of all, we feel our toes spread out on the mat. We feel all of the toe mounds and the heel pressing into the ground. And our upper body is lifting up as our arms come up and we look up, inhaling, and then forward, exhaling. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling. Right leg back, knee to the ground. Lift up, inhaling, exhaling, hands in front, plank. And we're going to just stay in plank for a minute here. And press into our heels, push up into our hands, and feel the heat. And this is really an invitation for heat into the body, keeping our plank active and engaged. Good. And now we're going to lower down, or you can go knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. I'm going to try chaturanga. So I'm lowering down. And then up, I'm going into an upward dog. You can go into a cobra. And I'm going to just rest here. Once again, I'm strengthening my arms. And I'm opening my chest to the front. I'm inhaling my belly into my body. So it's muscle to bone. And now I'm turning my feet under and moving back into downward dog. And 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and on 1, we're going to lift the right leg up, bring the foot forward between the knees, and lower the left knee, and then up, looking up, hands down, left foot forward, and we're going to be just resting here for a minute in a forward fold. You can have your knees bent here if you like. You can bend one knee and then straighten it, and wobble back and forth, or you can keep your legs straight. You can hang here with your legs very active because you're feeling the energy moving into the ground. You're also feeling the energy move straight up the back of your legs. The upper part of the body is relaxed. So you can hook your hands into your elbows. You can put your feet underneath your toes, or you can have your hands on blocks. And we're just going to feel the hamstrings opening up here as we let gravity do a little bit of the work. And then we're going to come halfway up, inhaling, exhale, forward fold, inhale, rise up, look up, arms to the side. Inhale, look up, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, the left leg back, knee down, inhale, look up, exhale, hands outside the front foot, back into plank, and this time we're going to just stay here again for a few minutes, just strengthening our arms and feeling our body straight. in a straight diagonal. Once again, we're feeling the hug of muscle to bone in our glutes, our thighs, our belly. And we're breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come down, chaturanga, our knees, chest, chin. And then we're moving up into upward dog or cobra. And we're going to just inhale our belly up, feel our chest open, and press into the tops of our feet in this upward dog. And we're going to turn our toes under and come back into downward dog. Inhaling and exhaling for 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, 1. We can lift our left leg up, bring it forward between our feet, put our right knee down, and come up, look up, and then frame our front foot, bring our right foot forward, forward fold, exhaling, inhaling halfway, exhale to the ground, inhale all the way up and down. Okay, here we go again. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, inhale halfway lift, exhale, right leg back, knee to the ground, inhale, look up, frame your foot back into plank, and then lower down, inhaling into upward dog or cobra, and then back into downward dog. 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your right leg up, bring it forward, drop our left knee, lift up, look up, frame the front foot, forward fold and exhale, inhale halfway, exhale, inhale, and look up. Okay, the other foot. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, left leg back, look up, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the left leg up, forward between your hands, right leg forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. So we should be nicely warmed up here. And we're just going to stand at the front of our mat and move back, move our right leg back 3 feet, and so that our hips are facing the front of the mat, and we're tilting forward in a pyramid, and we're just we've got our flat back there, as flat as we can manage, and we could have a block here, which is a big help, and then we're just going to fold over the front leg, and you can lower your hands to the ground or to blocks, and you're going to feel the I'm moving towards the front leg. In this case is my left leg, and I'm moving the left hip back, and I'm keeping
an arch in the back foot, and I'm keeping the weight on the outer edge of the back foot. I'm just allowing gravity to do some of the labor here as I just feel myself extending and relaxing, elongating a little as I move over the front leg. And now I'm going to plant my, in this case, my right foot beside my right hand rather, beside my left foot, and I'm going to turn towards the back into a revolved triangle. And I just have my hand up and I'm turning my chest towards the back wall and up if I can manage it. Keeping my legs straight, really pressing into the back foot, feeling the extension, the elongation of the spine here. And I'm inhaling through my nose and exhaling. And now I'm going to windmill my arms up as I stand up. Okay, good. And now I'm going to put the other foot forward. So in this case, it's my right foot forward. And I'm stepping back about 3 feet. I'm turning my hips towards the front of the mat, the short end of the mat, and I'm tilting my pelvis down. I'm going to get a block here just to demonstrate how you could use that. Okay, so I'm just tilting forward, tilting into with a straight back, and then I am folding over that front leg. And I'm pulling, you can hook your thumb into the front hip crease and you can pull it back so you feel that sense of movement in the, it's an outer rotation of the top of the leg there. And I'm just, once again, allowing gravity to do the work. I'm straightening both my legs. I'm inhaling and exhaling through my nose. You might be using Ujjayi breath, which is making a little throaty song. It's like polishing a mirror with your exhalation. You feel a sound in your throat. And now I'm going to plant my left hand beside my right foot in the front, and I'm going to turn my torso around. In this case, I'm going to try it with a block, just to demonstrate. And in this way, using a block, I've actually got more opportunity to elongate the spine. And then you can put your arm up as you turn. And I'm looking up towards the upper hand. And on the next inhalation, we're going to just rotate up and around, pressing into our feet and turning our feet around. There we go, good. All right. So we're in a fairly wide-legged stance. You might want to take a bit more width here. Our feet are pointing towards the long end of the mat. And we're just going to tip forward this way and put our hands on the ground. And we can, I'm going to wiggle my feet out a little bit further. But once again, my toes are facing the long edge of the mat. And I'm stretching my arms out here. And really feeling a lovely stretch in my spine. I'm pressing into the floor with my feet. I'm lifting my toes up, which helps me a little bit, and then I'm spreading my toes out. And I'm really allowing for the hamstrings to open up. My tailbone is moving up. If you can imagine that. And now I'm going to put my hands between my feet and just press into my hands. My elbows are bent, and I'm going to just press in there. I can feel the stretch in my hamstrings again. If this is too much, you can come down, of course. And now I'm going to walk towards my right leg. I'm going to turn my right leg out, and I'm going to bend it. And I'm just going to feel, I'm kind of on the inside of my right leg. I'm going to feel the elongation of my groin here. And now I'm going to walk back to the other side, turn that foot in and turn the other foot out, bend that leg, and move into here. Good. And I'm going to walk back towards the center. I'm going to once again move turn that right foot out and bend the knee. And here, if you are up for it, you could give yourself a bind. You can reach underneath and stretch out far away behind you, and then hold onto your hands here behind you and lift up. Or you can just do a little low lunge without the bind. The bind really helps you open up the posture. And we're inhaling and exhaling here, feeling our back leg straight and feeling the wonderful opening in our chest. And now I'm going to lower down, and I'm going to scoot over to the other side, turn that leg in, the other one out. And once again, I'm stretching this arm back, and I'm imagining I might be able to hold on and find a bind here. And now I'm opening out my chest and trying to just turn towards the ceiling, which is almost impossible, but I'm here. And I'm putting my hands down, walking towards the middle, and then I'm putting my hands on my hip, and here I can really feel with a straight back, I can feel my hamstrings opening up in the back. And I'm tipping up, and then I'm squiggling my feet in. There. And I'm standing in Tadasana. Taking everything out, a little adrenal attention, shaking all of my arms and legs. And okay. Now, I think we'll just do a few standing postures here. So we're going to step out into a wide stance, and we'll turn our right foot out. We've done a revolved triangle, so this time we'll just do a triangle. We're going to slide our front arm down our leg and lift our other arm up, and we're going to look up and feel our legs straight, the weight in our feet, and the outer edge of our back foot, our back arch is lifting up, and we're looking up towards our raised hand here. We should feel our torso elongating on both sides, so there's space between the lower ribs and the hips. And we're just inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to come up, and we're going to turn the other foot out and do Trikonasana to the other side. Extending our arm out, 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 and then dropping it down onto our shin and lifting the other arm up.
lifting up and turning both our feet in. We're going to go to the other side and do warrior two. So I'm just putting my hands on my hips here, and I'm bending my front knee, and I'm feeling my body going down. So that my back foot is moving in on the diagonal. I'm feeling my body moving down, and I'm extending my arms out, and I'm looking towards the front of the mat, pressing into the back outer edge of the foot, and feeling my body moving down, 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 and up, up, up from the waist up. Your torso is moving up. Your bottom part of your body is moving down. And we're extending straight out here and dropping our hand down. Now you can drop it to the thigh if you like, and raise your arm up. You can drop it to the outside. You could have a block here, and put your hand on a block if you like. So there should be a really good diagonal here, and you can open your chest up to the ceiling and look at your upper arm, upper hand. Inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to push up, come up, straight legs, turn our feet around, and we're going to move to the other side. I'm bringing my block with me. And so we're bending the front leg and extending the arms out. And I'm looking towards the front arm. And I'm sinking down here on the bottom and lifting up on the top. Pushing into the outer edge of the back foot. Straightening that back leg. Now I'm extending that front arm out and dropping it down either to the thigh or to behind your leg. And where I am imagining I'm rotating my chest up and pressing into the back foot to keep my legs straight, my knees straight. And my front knee is moving back. There's a tendency for it to want to tip over, but you want it to move back. And I'm looking up at the upper arm, upper hand. And I'm inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm going to push up and come up. And then I'm going to wiggle back. Good. All right. Okay. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of a sun salutation just to get down on the ground. We're going to do some pigeon and some other postures. So inhale, look up, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward. Then bring your right leg back. Right knee back. And right now, all we're going to do is we're going to drop our front leg to the floor so that it's in a pigeon pose. And we're going to extend our back leg back. And we're just going to inhale. And here we're imagining that our belly button is moving towards our spine. We're pulling on our belly. And we're feeling the opening in our chest as we stay in this upward pigeon pose. And if you like, you can move down, you can remain in this pose, or you can move down onto your forearms and feel the opening in your, in this case, it's my left back, my left glute and the front, my front hip flexor is opening here. And then you can put your hands down if you like, make a pillow and drop your head to the ground. All the time we're inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm pressing back into an upright pigeon here for a few breaths. And I'm just going to change my legs and move my, we'll go back to tabletop here. You can actually do a few cat and cow here just to get centered again if you like. And tabletop. And then I'm going to bring my other leg forward into pigeon, and you can have it on the diagonal with your foot pointed. If it's on the diagonal, you want your foot pointed, your front foot pointed, both your feet pointed. And once again, I'm feeling the beautiful sense of opening in my chest. Got my forearms, inhaling and exhaling, and then I'm cradling my forehead with my hands, with a pillow with my hands. Okay, now we're going to come back and we're going to move into downward dog. So, now in downward dog, we're going to just rest here for a few breaths, and I'm going to try and grasp my right ankle with my left hand. So I'm pushing into my right hand, and then I'm grasping the outer edge of my ankle with my other hand, opposite hand, and I'm pressing my heels in. And this is a lovely twist, actually. And I'm pressing into the front hand. And now I'm going back to downward dog, pressing both hands into the front, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to grasp the outer edge of my other foot with my opposite hand. And this is not easy. But it's a really good stretch. So I'm keeping my legs straight, and I'm pressing into my hand, and I'm breathing as well as I can under the circumstances. And now I'm going back into downward dog. And I'm just pushing into the floor with my hands and pushing into the floor with my heels. And I'm going to lift my right leg up and bend it and bring it forward into, so that I'm my
I'm in a kind of low lunge here. My right foot is beside my right hand and my knee is bent. And I'm going to do a little bit of a lizard. I'm just going to lower my forearms down to the floor and feel the opening in my right groin here in this lizard pose. Now you could have the back leg, knee down if you like, or you could avoid this altogether. It's not the most appealing pose. But now I'm going to come up again, and I'm going to put my left hand beside my right foot, and I'm just going to do a little turn here. There we go, with my arm up. So pressing into my back heel. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to bring that leg back into a downward dog. And I'm pressing back into the downward dog for a few breaths of rest. Then I'm going to raise my left leg up behind me and bring it forward beside my left foot. Bend my knee into a low lunge. You can put your knee down if you like, but I am going to put my hands down we're going to be in a kind of lizard pose here, or you can just stay up like this if you like. Extending my back leg straight as I can manage, out the heel, and I'm feeling the stretch in my groin here. And I'm inhaling and exhaling through my nose. And now I'm going to push myself up with my hands. I'm going to locate my right hand beside my left front foot. And I'm going to rotate my body towards the back and lift my arm up. Looking up to my hand, feeling my chest open, my breath come easier, potentially. And I'm putting both my hands down, bringing my foot back into downward dog again. And then I'm just going to come forward and go into child's pose with my hands behind me. And I'm inhaling and exhaling through my nose. I'm feeling the breath move into my back body, into my side body. Now I'm going to stretch my arms out in front of me, and I'm just going to move them towards the right and give myself a little stretch on my side body here. And I'm going to move towards the other side. And I'm breathing into, in this case, I'm moving towards my left body, so my right side is open up, and I'm breathing into that right side body. Now I'm going to extend myself down onto the mat, onto my belly. I'm putting my head on the mat. I'm tenting my fingers beside me, and I'm just going to use my bent elbows and tented fingers to help me raise up my chest. So I'm starting, my shoulders are already lifted, and now my chest is opening, and my head is coming back, and I'm just inhaling here, and exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. I'm pushing my pelvis into the ground, and I'm feeling that arch in my upper body. And I'm coming down. And
Now I'm pressing into the ground here with my fingers, and I'm going to lift up once again, inhaling, my chest up, and then I'm extending slowly down, going down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now I'm going to extend both arms out, and I'm going to lift my right leg up and then turn it towards the left hand so that my torso is opening up towards the side. And I'm just feeling the opening in my shoulder. The bottom shoulder is becoming quite open here, quite stretched out here. And now I'm going to lift that leg up again and come back towards my belly. I'm extending the other leg out and lifting up my left leg, moving it towards my right hand and extending, feeling that opening in my chest. And let's extend let's elongate our arms beside our body with the palms up, and we're going to lift up into locust. So here we go. We're going to start with our shoulders going up, and then our head and our chest, and we're extending our arms back, and we're lifting up our legs and pointing our toes, and really feeling this back bend and the strength in our back. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our nose, and now coming down. Good. Now we're going to push back into our child's pose again. And once again, feel, we can have our arms extended out in front of us or behind us. And we're going to feel the breath in our body moving into our chest and into our back body. As we inhale and exhale, we think about how we can pause in our life between stimulus and response. We can take a breath. We can reimagine how we're going to respond. We can detach a bit from what it is that's making the itch before we scratch. Good. Now we're going to come back onto our behind here, and we're going to do a few sitting postures. So we're sitting in Tadasana, which, as I've said before, is a very active posture. We have our legs, it's staff pose. It's our legs are stretched out, our feet, our heels, our energy is moving out our heels, and our feet are in dorsiflexion. That is, our toes are coming back towards us. And we're moving straight forward with I'm moving some of the fleshy bits of my behind out, and then I'm moving my spine forward straight for a while, as much as I can manage. And I'm just resting here with a straight spine for a minute. And then I'm folding over. And you can have a strap here. You can hold onto your feet. You can put your hands over the top of your feet or around the outer edges. And you can just feel gravity working with you as you extend. So as you, I guess it's not extension. As you elongate over the front. And the project here is to feel that your nose is moving further to, towards your knees and then along your shins, so that this is what the yogis who do this really with great energy and success, they
manage to move their nose down at the front of their legs towards their toes, and they're moving further and further down, all the time inhaling and exhaling. And now we're just going to straighten our back and come up. And we'll do a wide angle, sit with our feet wide apart here. And you can, in fact, in both those, you could sit on a block or on a blanket. It will help you, give you a bit more space to move forward. And I'm just going to put my hands in front and sit with my back straight. I can't really go forward very much with a straight back, but I'm doing my best. And now I'm just going to extend my arms out and fold over here. And then I'm walking my hands towards my right leg and turning my torso over top of the right thigh. And so there's a little bit of a twist in here. And then I'm holding on to the outer edge of my foot here. But you can hold on to your shin or a strap and just feel yourself extending, elongating over the front of your leg. You can also hold onto your foot and use your elbows to help you extend along that leg. And now I'm coming up and I'm rotating towards the left leg and I'm moving down. Now, we're not symmetrical, and so we have different little idiosyncrasies on each side. So this is much more difficult for me. But I'm doing my best here. And you want to feel the energy moving up the back of your leg towards your hip. You don't want to overextend the tendons that attach your hamstring to your hip. You just want to feel the energy moving up. So this should be a challenge, but it shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't be terribly excruciating. If it is, you can just back up and you can come up and then go down again if you like. That often happens, that helps the muscles extend a bit further. If you back up a bit, rise up and then extend again forward. And now I'm coming to the center and I'm just going to roll up and I'm going to bring my feet together. I'm using my hands to do this. And I'm going to sit here. Now, one thing we can do is one of my teachers tells me that the best way to go into a half lotus is to lift up this leg, like say the right leg like this, and my bottom leg is on the ground at 90 degrees, and I'm just putting my foot on top of it, and while I'm doing that, I'm turning this calf out. So the usefulness of lifting that foot up is you get to sort of move your upper leg into the right position, and you can just sit here if it's comfortable. So we'll sit here for a minute. If that's not comfortable, you can just sit cross-legged. And once again, I'm thinking of Shenpa and of detachment and attachment. Okay, and now I'm just going to move those legs a little bit further along and sit in cow face pose so that my knees, one is on top of the other, and and I'm on the top of my feet here. So this is cow face. This is supposed to look like a cow, apparently.
And now I'm just sitting up. So you can stretch your arms straight up above you. And feel, and then you can lower them down and you can put them behind you and just lift your chest up and inhale and exhale here. Feeling the opening and closing. And legs out. Stretch them out. Just going to massage a bit my thighs, my calves. Then I'm going to try the other side. I'm just putting my right leg at 45 degrees, and then the upper foot, I'm actually lifting up the calf, and I'm rotating the calf towards the top. So and then I'm lowering it down on top of my foot. So both of my feet are dorsiflexed, and one side might be harder than the other. You can put something underneath here to hold it up. And I'm just going to extend my arms out, up, and then I'm going to extend them back and open up my chest and inhale and exhale here a few times. And now I'm moving my legs back into cow face pose with the opposite leg on top. This might be a bit more challenging. You can feel it in your hips, and I'm on the top of my feet here. And I'm standing up. And then I'm pressing my hands out into a stop sign, and then pushing my fingers down into the floor behind me and lifting my chest up. Inhaling and exhaling. And then I'm coming forward and clasping my arms on both sides. There we go. And I'm stretching out. And now we're going to go into Shavasana, because it's definitely that time. And I'm rolling down into Shavasana. I'm lifting my legs up. I'm dropping my knees to one side. And then I'm dropping them to the other. And then back again. And I'm going into Happy Baby for a minute, just to feel the lovely, lovely extension of or elongation of my spine on the floor. My sacrum is on the floor here. And now I'm going to just let my legs go long onto the floor, and my hands so I'm now in Shavasana, and I'm just going to name body parts. And as I name them, you can feel deep relaxation and your breath move into each part of your body. So your toes, your heels, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your pelvis, your hips, waist, belly, chest, side ribs, back ribs, your shoulders, your upper arm, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, neck, scalp, ears, forehead, cheekbones, nose, cheeks, lower jaw, tongue, lips. And now we're just inhaling and exhaling for a few moments. And I'm going to be silent. And it'll bring you back into your awareness in a moment. And on the next inhalation, you can feel your toes and your fingers. They're moving and tingling. You can feel your legs and your arms. Stretch your arms up above your head. And your toes move down below you. Stretching into a beautiful stretch. First the right, then the left. Stretching, and then you're letting go. You're curving your body towards one side. And if you like, you can push yourself up. If you want to stay on the floor in Shavasana or some variation, you're welcome to. All the time you're inhaling and exhaling and feeling the splendid relaxation that's come over you in the last hour. I'm going to read a short poem by Mary Oliver. It's from her book, Dog Songs, How It Is With Us and How It Is With Them. We become religious, then we turn from it. Then we are in need, and maybe we turn back. We turn to making money. Then we turn to the moral life. Then we think about money again. We meet wonderful people, but lose them in our busyness. We're, as the saying goes, all over the place. Steadfastness, it seems, is more about dogs than about us. One of the reasons we love them so much. So thank you very much for spending this hour with me, sending lots of love until the next time we meet.